观众朋友们晚上好，欢迎收看最新一期的子天访谈录 SD Talk Show， 我是子天 Schedule。 Welcome to SD Talk Show. Hi Chris.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's so great to be here again.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see you again. Yeah, so please introduce yourself again to our audience.
All right. My name is Chris Hollins, and I used to be your county clerk, the chief elections officer here in Houston and Harris County. Now I'm running to be your Houston city controller, and we're in a runoff election right now, so we need you to go out and vote sometime during the early voting period until December 5th or on election day, December 9th.
Thank you so much, Chris. I think audience already know who you are, so they have some question maybe today want to know more about yourself.
Sure.
Yeah, so first of all, they want to know what is a city controller?
Yes.
Yeah.
The city controller is the chief financial officer. So
Wow.
our city has a budget of over $6 billion. And the city controller is responsible for making sure that every single bill gets paid, but also making sure that our city is efficient and effective, and that we're cracking down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And so we're protecting taxpayers' investment and making sure that a real return is being paid to every single member of this city, as well as your family and your neighborhood.
Wow. So I want to know, so this job for you, you think it's easy or it's a big challenge? Because you need to calculate all the number and the signature, right? Big responsibility.
Sure. It's a big, important job, and it will be a challenge. But that's why we need to bring new ideas, we need to bring competent leadership, and we need to bring talent from across our community. And so I look forward to bringing a diverse team with me to City Hall, also taking ideas from around the community about how to solve some of our toughest challenges.
Wow, excellent. So I want to congratulate you first for you into the runoff. Also, you got around 45% voting, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what's your feeling now? You feeling very exciting? Yeah, only one step, right?
Yeah. Look, I'm incredibly excited. And look, we got 45% of the vote, a very strong first place finish with an 18-point lead over the next person who's in a runoff with us. And so that's a strong vote of confidence from the people of the city of Houston, and I'm humbled and honored to have the support of so many people from across this city. But you're right that we do have to finish the job. It's not over. And so we need people to come out and vote one more time to get us over the 50% threshold so that we can get to work and serving on behalf of this community.
Can you do an announcement for the voting day, early voting day, and the final day?
Sure. Listen. Early voting has already begun, and so any day, including this weekend, you can go from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to over 40 locations across Houston to vote for mayor, for city controller, and important city council races. Early voting goes all the way until Tuesday, December 5th, and then the polls will close until Election Day, December 9th. And so you can come out on Saturday, December 9th. That's your last opportunity to vote in this important election. And you should make your voice heard because this is so important for the future of our great city.
Thank you, Grace. So everybody knows city controller is a very important position. So the people want to know more about yourself.
Absolutely. I'm happy to share.
Yeah.
I'm a native of this city. I was born and raised in Houston. My father was a police officer. My mother was a foster parent, bringing in young children from around the community and trying to give them the love and support that they needed. But I went on, got my master's in business from Harvard University, my law degree from Yale University. I've worked in the White House, and I've also managed my own businesses and kept the books for a multi-million-dollar organization. Throughout my career, I spent most of that career as a management consultant. And there, I helped Fortune 500 companies, as well as large government agencies, to run more effectively, to run more efficiently, to better serve the people who they were intended to serve, but ultimately to be responsible in the way that they manage their finances. And so I want to bring that responsibility, but also that commitment to service, that commitment to this community that I love so much, to serving as the next city controller.
Wow. So you at the Harvard University, so what's a major? And Yale, what's a major? It's law or financial?
Yeah, so my master's in business was at Harvard, and I had a finance focus there.
Oh, okay.
Similarly, when I got my law degree, the focus was on corporate law. But I also want to mention my undergraduate. I went to Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. It's the alma mater of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And there I was a political science major with a pre-law focus.
Oh, okay. So you have a double major. Yeah, I can say you have two different departments for the export.
Yeah, and I also studied economics and psychology, but really focused now on the fiscal future of our city, making sure that we're managing people's tax dollars in a way that's going to allow us to continue the critical services that the city of Houston offers to every single one of us, keeping us safe, making sure that our streets are smooth and safe for us to drive on, making sure that water is flowing into our homes, that our trash is getting picked up on time. Things that we should be able to take for granted as a community, but that a lot of hard work goes into to make it happen every single day.
Yeah. So can you talk about more how to work for the mayor, City Houston mayor, the office in the future, and what's your 5 priority?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're independently elected, so I don't work for the mayor. I work for the people of Houston. But I'll work with the mayor to bring new ideas.
So you are the separate department.
Yes, we're each elected independently.
Okay.
And but I do plan to work with our next mayor to solve some of the challenges that we have. To make sure that the city is running as effectively as possible, so we can invest more in such critical infrastructure, in public safety, and improving the quality of life for Houstonians. But ultimately, my job is to hold the mayor and the city council accountable, to make sure that we're being transparent, sharing information about the city's finances and operations with the people of the city, cracking down on any kind of corruption, and ultimately making sure that the city runs safely and smoothly for everyone.
Wow. If me, I will vote for you.
I appreciate that. So that's one vote that I have. Now I got myself and my wife. We need about, say, 150,000 more.
Okay. Yeah, we will have more. So Chris, I know you are very young. So you how to balance your time for family and work. Yeah. And you how to improve yourself for super the young age.
Yeah. Well, listen, everybody in this community works hard. I'm not the only one with a family. I'm not the only one trying to make ends meet or build something or invest my life in something I care about. There are people who are doing so much to build small businesses. There are people who are working hard in all sorts of jobs to make sure that they can provide for their family and give their children the foundation that they need to be successful and achieve their dreams. And so I'm no different. My job it's a tough one. It's high profile. There's a lot that's being placed in my hands, and I take that very seriously. But I also know that there are Houstonians across this great city who work hard every day. Yeah.
So when you have a stress and a challenge, you how to facing that? Or you just feeling, no, I don't have any...
I think, I'm someone who, when the challenge gets harder, I get stronger. I'm focused on doing everything that we can to achieve our mission. And for this city, again, what it results in is people in every part of the city of Houston being safer. It's people in every part of the city of Houston getting more investment from our city government in making their neighborhood a better place to live, a better place to raise a family. And I'm deeply committed to that.
Wow, excellent. So Chris, you just talk about you work with the mayor office. So what's your future structure for 5 priority if the people vote for you?
Sure. Number 1 is getting our city on the right financial track. Right now, our city is spending far more than we bring in, hundreds of millions of dollars more every single year. And we have to balance that. Every person across the city knows, even with their own personal checkbook, that you can't spend more money than you're bringing home, or something's gonna become a problem very, very soon. And that's the track that our city's on right now. So we have to correct that, and I'm committed to working with our next mayor and city council to address that issue.
Okay.
But it's also about bringing more transparency, so that regardless of who you are, regardless of your level of education, that we're sharing information with you about how your city is operating, so that you can have faith and trust in your local government. But finally, it's about making our government more effective and more efficient. Because, again, we send a lot of our hard-earned tax dollars to the city of Houston, and we expect something in return. In fact, we're owed something in return. Okay. And so it's helping our city departments to operate in a way that's making better use of your tax dollars, and again, doing more to invest back into your local community.
Wow. I think the audience after today hear what you say, they will vote for you.
Again, well, we're asking everyone, regardless of who you're voting for, to show up and make your voice heard. It's very, very important that, we live in a democracy, and that gives us each the power to determine the future of our community and to choose our leadership. And so we need to exercise that right and vote in every single election. But of course, we want folks to vote in this one, and we want folks to vote for Chris Hollins for city controller.
Thank you, Chris. Also today, you talk about the Republican maybe support one another people for the controller, right? So can you talk about this story, and the details?
Absolutely. I have an opponent in this race. My opponent is someone who stands with Governor Greg Abbott, who has pushed a very hateful policy that impacts especially communities of immigrants. My opponent stands with Donald Trump, who again has pushed very hateful anti-immigrant policies and frankly has stoked the fears of racism and inequality that the United States of America has tried very hard to move past, right? And so to have someone like that as an opponent in this race, to me, is scary. And it makes it that much more important that we elect someone like myself who understands the values of diversity, who understands what it means to work hard and again, achieve your dreams and support your family, support your young children. That's what I stand for. And I think that's what I think Houston stands for. People want to be safe in their communities. They embrace the diversity that this city offers. People want to work hard, they want to make ends meet, and they want to have a city that they can live in and enjoy. And that's what I think, that's what I know we can achieve if we come together, if we embrace our diversity and use that as a strength. But my opponent has supported the hateful policies of Greg Abbott and Donald Trump.
Thank you, Chris. Also, you just say our city very diverse. Many small business company leader want to ask they how to apply for some city project, how to get some opportunity.
Yes. And so, our city, as well as our county and other organizations in the area, they strive to give diverse businesses a fair shot, greater opportunity at getting these sorts of contracts. So the step one is to make sure that you're certified as a minority or woman-owned business with the city, with the county, with Metro, with the Port of Houston. And if you qualify, then there are programs that allow you to get a better shot at getting your foot in the door to do this work. Ultimately, again, what we're trying to do is serve our city and our county. And so you have to be qualified, right? You have to have a track record of performing well in jobs like this because they're very, very important. But there are opportunities to get that foot in the door so that you can continue to build that business, and if you do a great job, to grow and to thrive in Houston.
Wow, excellent. Thank you, Chris.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, so what else you want to tell in the audience about yourself and about your position? Yeah,
again, it's so important. I imagine that many of your viewers perhaps had never even heard of the city controller, or if they had, they didn't know much about it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we could agree.
But what's important to share is that how your tax dollars are being managed is very, very important. How the city is operating, if we're eliminating waste, if we're eliminating fraud, if we're eliminating abuse of the system, how important that is to a well-run city, and that ultimately is a safer and better city to live in. The controller plays a very critical job in that, as well as investing and managing the city's finances and banking relationships. Here in the Southeast Asian community, there are many community-owned banks, and these banks are critical in giving out loans to small business owners, giving out loans to first-time homeowners. And your controller decides the banking relationships that the city has. And so, it's my view that all of our community banks should have some kind of investment from the city, should have some kind of deposit, from city coffers. And we can do that. And so that's just one of the small things that on a day-to-day basis you might not notice, but that over time play a very critical role in advancing our city and allowing us to grow and allowing us to succeed.
Thank you for the knowledge. That's why for the first question I ask you, can you explain more who is a city controller? Yeah. So the many people will go to vote for president, vote for mayor, and many, I heard about my friends, they even don't know many other position.
Right.
Yeah, especially city controller is so important. So can you tell the audience your website, your name again, and your Instagram, and they how to support you?
Absolutely. So again, my name is Chris Hollins, and that's spelled Hollins. So my website is chrishollins.com. You can go there to learn more about our platform. You can go there to learn more about me. You can go there to volunteer or to donate to our campaign, and we still need your help. And online, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, it's CG Hollins. CG as in George, Hollins. And on every single platform, if you go to CG Hollins, you can see our account, follow us, send us a message. If you want a yard sign, send me a direct message and we'll bring one to your home personally. But just honored to be here with you today and to share our message and our vision with your audience. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Chris. I think after the election, if you got the position, I welcome you come back to talk about your plan. Because for our show, you already talk about what's your priority.
Sure.
So maybe next month, I welcome you come back.
I would love to.
To appreciate our audience, to telling them you how to propose your new job, new position.
No, thank you so much for the invitation. I look forward to coming back.
Okay. Thank you, Chris.
All right.
Thank you. Also, by the end, I wish our audience just for Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas. And besides the holiday, don't forget to go to vote. It's very important, especially for our Asian. We have very small percentage, the voter. So the early voting already started yesterday and will be ending next Saturday. And thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you. 这就是今天的子天访谈录. I see you next week.